Throughout history, faith has been a cornerstone of human civilization, guiding moral conduct, fostering community, and contributing to the prosperity of nations. Christianity, in particular, has played a crucial role in shaping the ethical and economic frameworks of the Western world. Yet today, in many public institutions, especially schools, the expression of this faith is increasingly suppressed. Christianity's influence on Western civilization is deeply embedded in its history. From the fall of the Roman Empire to the rise of modern Europe, Christian ethics provided the moral and intellectual framework that preserved knowledge and fostered learning. In America, Christianity was not just a private belief system, it was a public foundation. The values of hard work, responsibility, and community welfare derived from Christian teachings were integral to the nation's development. The Protestant work ethic, in particular, fueled economic growth, creating a society that thrived on discipline and collective responsibility. The 20th century presented a stark contrast between two superpowers: the United States, with its strong Christian roots, and the Soviet Union, where atheism was aggressively enforced. In the USA, religious freedom fueled a period of unprecedented economic prosperity and social stability. In contrast, the Soviet Union's rejection of religion led to a moral and ethical vacuum. The state's efforts to replace faith with ideology contributed to widespread corruption, social decay, and ultimately the collapse of the Soviet system. While the USA thrived on its faith-based community structures, the USSR faltered under the weight of its atheistic policies. Today, the differences between faith and repression are starkly visible in the Korean Peninsula. South Korea, with its significant Christian population, has experienced an economic miracle, transforming from one of the poorest nations into a global economic powerhouse. Meanwhile, in China, Christianity is growing rapidly despite strict government repression. However, the long-term consequences of this repression could threaten the very social cohesion that has underpinned China's economic rise. Without the moral guidance provided by faith, a society risks falling into corruption, injustice, and instability. The suppression of the gospel in public institutions, particularly in schools, is not just a policy choice. It is a violation of fundamental human rights. Denying children the opportunity to learn about and engage with the Christian faith deprives them of spiritual guidance and moral frameworks that are essential for their development. Faith has always been a powerful force for good in society, driving movements for justice, equality, and charity. By suppressing this force, societies risk losing the very values that hold them together. The legal framework surrounding the separation of church and state must be re-evaluated to protect religious freedom and to allow faith to continue contributing positively to public life. As we look to the future, it is essential to recognize the vital role that faith, particularly Christianity, has played in shaping prosperous, stable societies. The suppression of religious expression in public life is a step away from the values that have guided successful nations for centuries. To ensure a prosperous future, we must reassess our approach to the separation of church and state, ensuring that religious freedom is protected and that the positive impact of faith can continue to flourish. The story of faith and prosperity is one that spans centuries, and it is one that must continue to be told. Faith and prosperity, the cost of suppressing the gospel.